Hey guys, blog video number 3. Today we're going to talk about social media addiction. And I bet you guys are asking, why are you bringing this up? It's kind of like a realization that I've came through within myself about this stuff, is that social media is toxic, bro. Like, you'll be scrolling through for hours and hours. I don't think people realize that. Is that they think it's okay to just scroll for hours and 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 taking in that content, whether if that's Instagram models for the guys, or rather if that's also Instagram models for the girls, or maybe watching too much I'm exaggerating here, but makeup content for the ladies, or maybe too much card content for the guys. When you start observing too much of that content, you start comparing yourself. And I find myself doing that quite often. Is like, I'll see a 22-year-old being a millionaire with this big house and saying, if I can do it, you guys can make it too. And then you see all these people doing it, and then you're like, damn, I want to be just like that. But I think that's very unrealistic, personally. Usually people are like that, live a fake life that they were raised upon. And not everybody's going to have that same ground like you did. And realizing that is very important, because you can be so narrow-minded in these stuff, and it can change the way that you think. As far as the Instagram models thing, especially following those, like especially the meme accounts, where you see the girls jumping with their boobs, or they're flashing a guy their butt, or something like that. It changes the way you think about women. You more see them as an object, rather than seeing them for face value. An object, well, face value as in like for what they're really worth. Especially if they treat you right. You can get a female in your life, in real life, that treats you 100% correctly, and just because you're scrolling on social media seeing all these women who are this, and that, it can fuck up the way that you think. The government can even sometimes use these type of things to distract you from actual reality in life. Like, I'm sorry, this is going to get slightly political, but they might burden you with Joe Biden videos just to get you distracted of what's really going on. Or maybe they might show you something very triggering from, let's say, what Donald Trump said, for a very vague example. It'll distract you for hours, bro. Like, the internet is the only thing that the government can control, personally. Anybody can control it, but I believe the government controls that 100%. Like, you'll realize that there's content, like, you'll type in a certain thing on Google. Maybe you might type, let's say 2022 Honda Civic SI, example. And they might bring up to you, 2022 Tesla Model X, or some stupid shit like that. Or they might even tell you, why this 2022 Toyota Prius is better than this Honda Civic SI. Or they might say, experts say this, and that's how they control you from being in this path to where they want you to go. And it's very distracting. That's why on my Instagram, how we can clear this, how we can fix this, is we need to clear out all social media that has sexual content. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with looking at memes. Memes are cool, memes are funny. Actually, smiling and giggling at least a couple times a day will bring up your mood. So be my guest, be happy, giggle around with your memes. Watch memes. If it makes you happy, do that. But absorbing too much sexual content is dangerous. So eliminate all those sexual accounts that you're following. And what I've done instead is I've done affirmations and manifestations on my Instagram, because I want to have the mentality of, or even I'll follow Bible stuff too, Bible verses, Bible accounts on Instagram. I want to absorb as much good content as I possibly can. Or if that's, I am wealthy, I am rich, I am successful, I am one with myself. Maybe one with myself might be a little bit extreme because of my religion. But those are just some examples. Or maybe when I wake up on Instagram, you might expect to see sexy females, but instead, when you open your account, you see today's your day. Or you might see Proverbs something something, and it might say a verse from the Bible. And that's the perfect way to wake up. Instead of clicking on your phone when you wake up in the morning, going on Instagram, and all you see is, oh, she has a nice butt, you know? It's dumb, it's stupid. Especially when you're in your middle of your 20s, going into your 30s, you look ridiculous. You look like a fool. Reading. Get into reading, bro. That's number 2. Get into reading. Read a book at least once every week or something like that. Read something. Do research on something that matters. Don't go pointlessly scrolling because it's not going to add value into your life. Every step that you take has to add value into your life. Every single step. And you realize that you'll start being successful and being great into something if you start taking those actions. Fight off your addictions that you have: smoking, drinking, porn. Knock all those out of the park. Kick those out. That's another way that they control you, is they mess with your head. And I made that realization today also, is that shit fucks you up really, really bad. So reading, making sure that you're deleting all this extra accounts that you have and start following motivation, affirmation accounts, and Bible accounts if you guys are religious at all. If not, just follow the 2 that I just said. Third, get outside. Get some air. Actually start doing things. Stop laying in bed and being lazy. Do something that means something. Like if you really want to play a specific game that you've been holding off because of the fact that you've been so lazy, play that game. At least it'll bring value into your heart and make you happy. And that's the point I'm trying to drive with this, is that social media is toxic. Get rid of all of the fucking toxic accounts that you're following. Ignore the negativity. Stay positive and stay blessed. This is my blog for the day. Social media is toxic is going to be the title. Peace out, guys. God bless.